Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Coffee Chat with Stig and I hope you guys are doing great. And we are excited to chat about the Clone Wars Volume 1 comics here. And so there's like, what, 4 that we're going to go through today? Correct, Stig, about that?
I think it was 4.
Yeah, about 4, yes. And so I'm so excited about this because the Clone Wars is such a phenomenal area. There's a lot of development there. And, I myself, prefer, the 03 Clone Wars and the comics and all that, on top of, any other things that went in that small little piece of time frame right there. And so I'm excited to get going on this and reviewing this comics and sharing the development here. So I don't know if any of you guys read the comics yet or not, so I encourage that you guys go ahead and purchase the omnibus one or the collection one on Volume 1. It's Volume 1, right? Yeah,
it's called Star Wars Epic Collection, the Clone Wars Volume 1.
Yeah, exactly.
I know Tauriel in the chat bought it and she's loving it.
Yeah, yes, and I'm excited about this too as well, the artwork and everything. So of course she's all they have conversation here. So Marg, I don't know how to pronounce that, but good morning.
Margulanen.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Elvish for a good day, basically.
Yeah, I figured that much, but I just don't want to try to pronounce it and butcher it. So thank you so much, Stig. And
I was hoping you'd butcher it because you've done it the last 5 times.
Yeah, she goes, now say it right, Alora. And I'm like, no, because I'm going to butcher it. Sorry. I woke up with some congestion in my chest a little tiny bit. So I might be a little bit raspy today or whatever, but I feel fine other than that. So it's all good. And again, what are you guys drinking today? What's in your mug? Stig, do you have anything that you're enjoying?
That's classified information, lady.
It's classified. Well, tell us.
Oh, it's Coca-Cola.
Okay. And Jedi Luki, good morning. Gonna be lurking, but still here. Thank you so much for dropping in. Jedi, she had such a great post about Jango and Boba Fett being Mandalorians on Twitter. So, and I shared I retweeted it and stuff. And there was some valid points, and I feel the same exact way about that. And yeah, so go check it out. And we're gonna have not Jango himself, but we are gonna have callbacks to Jango in these comics here. So I'm excited.
You should lie and say Jango Fett's gonna be on the panel and stuff.
Oh yeah, Jango. Guess what? Jango's gonna be on the panel. Come on, Dave. Okay, Keck 44. Hello, good morning. What's in your mug this morning, or what are you enjoying? Let's see here. Billy Russo, thank you both for the deck. Was that died?
He's correcting himself further down. It's supposed to be distraction.
Oh, okay. I was like, is this another word I'm being challenged on today? Please stop. No, joking.
Ditarchian. That's what he said.
Okay. Hello. Let's see here. Distraction. Okay. Yes. Hello. And then Storyman Jack. Hail. And good morning to all from Cali, 9 a.m. here, and Stig is in the evening. So we're like, he's ahead of us in time. So this is it.
Also, we have Lord Vader in the chat. It's not the same without Lord Vader in the chat.
Exactly. So if you guys have not had a chance to press the like button and share, retweet this, I'm happy to be back. Homework, I'm almost there. I'm almost, next semester, spring semester, I'll be getting my degree in art. And so I'm just plugging away and getting everything done, and it's going to be all worth it. So sorry for the cancellation last week. I just had to take care of the homework and stuff and stay on track. So thank you guys for returning and, joining with us. Many thanks, Stig. Let's see.
You're welcome, Mr. Russo.
Nathan Gutierrez, good morning. A big old happy face right there. I'd love to see that. Good morning. And thank you for the $5 super chat. Nothing like a good cup of coffee. You're all Dean approved. Well, thank you so much, and enjoy your cup of coffee. I'm enjoying mine. I just have a Starbucks collector's mug. This one, and my lipstick's right there. Sorry. This one came from England. Yeah. So I got one. I do got one from Norway. So next time I'll show it to you, Stig. But I do have a Starbucks mug from Norway.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't.
My son brought it to me. So when he was stationed over there for a little short while. All right. Soul Assassin, Stig, a time traveler. Can you give me the lotto numbers? I'll split the winning 60-40 with you.
Sure. It's 5.
It's 5, huh? Yep, it's not the same without me and Stig getting into debate about the Clone Wars. Laugh out loud. Both of you are people.
To be honest, it's not a debate, though. It's me telling him where he's wrong and him not accepting that.
Well, then you are wrong, huh?
You're lost.
Yes. All right, let's see. Since we are all having some fun here. Okay. All right. So let's get to this. I'm super excited about this. And I've been reading off and on all week. And then finally I finished reading and reviewing and going over some things last night. And so that's why you guys are seeing me. If you follow me on Twitter, you see me posting a little bit of some pictures from there. And so here's the opening crawl to the Clone Wars, the beginning of the novels and the not novels, comics.
Yeah, I had gotten a message from Alora at almost 6:30 in the morning my time.
Yeah,
where
sorry.
She was gleefully talking about the Clone Wars. She was probably reading it as she sent it, though.
Yes, I was, and I was going through like reviewing some stuff and going back and forth and looking at the pictures, reviewing, and finishing up the last 2 that we were gonna discuss here. And so, I forget the time frame that Stig is in. He's like 9 hours ahead of me, and so I'm like, oh, look at this and stuff. And he's like, it's morning time. He's like, like, shit, woman, I'm trying to sleep. No.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I don't get the the sounds because I only use I use Twitter on the browser on the phone, so it's completely silent.
Yeah.
I just woke up with dreams about murder and explosions and stuff, running out of the gates of hell and things like that. Usual dreams.
The usual dreams. Okay. Nathan Gutierrez just watched the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special trailer. Not sure what to think. I'm not sure what to think.
It's a holiday special for special people.
Lord Vader, from a certain point of view, Stig.
Oh.
And then Miss Martin Muse, Teresa, good morning. All right, so those that are jumping on right now, what beverage are you joining? What's in your mug? I am drinking Folgers coffee in a Starbucks mug, so there you go. So, and Stig said he was enjoying Coca-Cola. So, all right. All right, this is a great omnibus. The art is fantastic. Yes, it is. I was like just nerding out on the art of this.
It gets better. Actually, gets even better.
Yeah, let me go ahead and take this down. Let me see here.
Yeah, the comics we're doing in this one is we're gonna stop when we get to the Faces of Darkness, which is a 2-part story. So we're gonna stop right before that one.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because that one was awesome.
Yeah. All right. So we have Quinlan Voss right here. So, and this is Sacrifice. So we're beginning with this one right here. Jedi with a gun. Look at that. Look how badass he looks.
Yeah. Maybe he's a gun.
He's a gun. All right. So this is the beginning here. And I had to go back and review this a couple times. And so they're on one of this, isn't this a separatist station here or no?
I think it's just
like a station, like a normal station.
Yeah, it's like I'm not sure. The wheel shows up in other EU comics too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But we have a new character named what was it, Colleen?
Yeah, and she's the one that's getting chased in the scene right here, correct?
Yeah, she's being chased by a Quarian,
Yeah.
and she has something they want, and she skillfully evades him by slipping past him, and also yanking up the pin in his grenade and blows him to shit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
technically, she blew a Quarian.
Yeah, she sure did. And then so we have a Pauline here as well in this right here, and he's the one that is after yeah, she's retrieving the information for him, right? Or he's after her.
Yeah,
No,
she
she
has
has it not for him.
yeah, she
Yeah.
has stolen some information that's damaging to the separatists, and
Mhm.
he is hunting her down with his
Yeah.
thugs.
Yeah. So we have a
And
Pauline. Yeah.
yeah, this is actually one of the few Felines in the EU, because you have
Mhm.
Prince Zizor, but
Yeah.
other than that, they've been kept very much at the fringe of the
Yeah.
Star Wars universe. So yeah, there's one there.
Yeah, you're like, there's one there. Yes, and there she is right there. She's hiding. She's like in fear. She's in fear for her life. She has vital information, and the Pauline, he wants that, and so his name is Xenix, right?
Yeah.
Xenix
Uh,
or Zor. Yeah, I think his name is Xenix. Yeah, his
it's
name is.
Venek. Yeah, Zor is just him saying "sir."
Yeah,
Poorly.
okay, sir. Yeah,
Yeah,
Xenix
okay.
or Xenix or
Mr.
whatever.
Venek, you know.
Yeah, and then so we go back and we're at the temple and they're discussing what's going on about the Clone Wars. Basically, this is the very beginning of the Clone Wars, and they are discussing it here about the clone army and how the Jedi are wanted for generals. And this goes back to even them saying that we're peacekeepers. This is going to strain us, and we don't do this kind of thing. So very interesting right there. So we get a little backstory on how they became the generals and how it wasn't really, it was frowned upon.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
this is right after the Clone Wars started.
Yes, exactly.
They're literally just gotten home from Geonosis.
Yeah, they lost, and you don't know how many Jedis they lose, but they've lost a lot at Geonosis, a lot of Jedi. So, all right. And then let me see here. Did we miss any vital information? Oh yeah, they're talking with
Tom.
one of Ross's old master.
Yeah, and they have they know Quinlan Voss is at the wheel, working undercover, or rather that they haven't.
They haven't heard from him.
Yeah, they've lost track of him, and they're sending Ayla Secura
Yeah.
undercover to find him, because they found someone's been using like a Voss alias, and they think that's him. So Ayla
Yeah.
goes there, disguised as a tech person, and she
Yeah.
has a contact. A little, I think they're called Tokis.
Tokis, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they're little. I'm just gonna say, it looks like a retarded alien. Looks like a retarded furry. Okay.
I like bats, and so I used to study them and stuff. He looks like his face is looks like I can't remember the species name, but his face looks like a bat face, but he has no wings. So he's like a rodent type species.
Yeah,
And
he looks like someone beat up a bat.
yeah, very creative here. And so Quinlan Voss, he's got his alias name, it's Corto Voss. And so but she, him and Ayla has a bond and stuff. So that's why they send her as well. So she's, she's finding her way to him. And the little guy, and did we get his name? I didn't write it down. But
Was
he's
something. Well, if you zoom in, you might see it.
yeah. Let me see here where.
Uh,
Tokarti? Yeah, Tokarti. Whoopsie.
Yeah.
There we go.
And someone in the chat called you Hellora.
Hellora?
Yeah.
Hellora. Let's see
yeah,
here.
And Here we see Ayla Secura getting into trouble with the locals, and she
Yep.
beats the crap out of them.
Oh yeah, she does. She holds her own. They think that they're, that Kotora or whatever his name is, he kind of misleads her a little bit, and he even tells her, well, there's gonna be trouble there, but he kind of, I wouldn't say betrays him, but still he's thinking of his own self as well. So but yeah, so she gets in, she gets into a scuffle here and holds her own. So and then we have Voss that shows up.
Yeah,
So
shows up with the gun, and her hunch was correct. And there he is.
Yep. And the reason why he's carrying a gun is because he doesn't want people to know he's a Jedi.
Yep.
So that's why he's carrying a gun, or a blaster or whatever you want to call it, because he's undercover, and so he can't be obvious. Really, he can't be obvious. So, and then so they're discussing about what's going on, and we see the what is this, Guyanoga or whatever.
No, this is not a Dianoga. It's something similar. But,
yeah, Dianoga or Diagnoga. Yeah, there's a Diagnoga in the pit, it says.
The scantily clad damsel in distress has tentacles nearby.
Yes. Yeah, like her fishnet type, clothes and stuff.
Yeah, it looks like an anime.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're talking about how the Clone Wars a little bit, her and Voss, or Ayla and Voss and stuff, and he's like, I'm needed here. So basically he said he's needed here, that he's better off serving as an undercover. And when I haven't finished the series, but I'm doing a Jedi lore series, and I talked about Sentinels, and he was classified as a Sentinel, and probably because he goes undercover like he does here. And that's what Sentinels do, is that some are spies and they go undercover. And
also my bad. It is a Dianoga.
Yeah,
I mixed it up with another comic I was just reading.
Oh, okay, that happened.
But yeah, this is what it looks like, the trash compactor creature. This one is bigger though.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's grabbing Colleen, and
yeah,
Quinlan and Ayla
has to rescue her.
Yeah, because scantily clad women are helpless in sci-fi, so they're doing exactly what they have to.
Except for Ayla, she's like scantily dressed, and she's.
Just let's keep reading and see.
Okay.
Maybe she's in distress later too.
Yeah. All right. And so, of course, we have, them rescuing Colleen here, and she's handing down here. Let me see. I want to try to zoom in without messing up the page, because that happens sometimes. So this is what she's running with from the Falleen and stuff from Xanax. Xanax. Sorry. Just thinking about the friggin' drug. Sorry. So.
And she has a floppy, basically with the stuff on it.
Yep.
She has it's like a classic spy thing, isn't it? The microfilm.
Yeah. Yeah, I have that, and you have that little thing, a little device or whatever that's fits in the hand, that can be hidden away and stuff, and and
hidden inside a camera.
Exactly. So, all right. So we get more into this here as well, and so Ayla basically tells Quinlan Voss to be careful, because Kayleen likes him, is attracted to him. So,
and the micro film basically has a message from Newt Gunray.
Yes.
Everyone's favorite
yes.
Nemoidian, and they're planning to that the separatists are planning to hit the cloning facility on Camino, which makes perfect sense. It's the beginning of the war, and they know where the clones are coming from, so they could cut off the enemy's armies right there.
Exactly.
Rather the production of it. So I don't think that happened in the animated show.
No. Well, the animated for 03, no.
Not
Uh,
the Filoni one.
no, I don't think they had any type of war. Not that I recall any type of battle on Camino. So you would think that that would be something too that would be focused on if they were going to, do that, to kind of put more suspense and, trying to get rid of the clone army to win, kind of deal. So this comic, this series here that we're reviewing basically is, has a lot of action, and it gets straight to the point of like, we need to get rid of one side of the war's army. And this is a brilliant way to put it. So, and as you guys could tell, we're leading up to that. So,
Lord Vader in the chat says the Separatists did attack Camino in the Clone Wars Filoni show.
okay, I don't remember. It's been a while since I watched that. So that's cool. Let me know what episode so I can kind of review and compare and contrast it, because, that would be interesting to compare and contrast. It's been a while since I watched the Clone Wars, so I don't remember that.
It was one of the levels in the first or second original Battlefront games too.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. All right. So, here we go. So they, he's basically, wanting to stay as undercover, and they are talking about, the mission and
basically their problem is that the enemies knows they have the information.
yes.
So they need to they're going to copy the information and then make the enemies get the original back, so they think nobody knows anything.
Yeah.
And Ayla is not happy with that because it's gonna put Colleen in danger, and there's all kinds of cleavage.
There's all kinds of cleavage. He's like lost his train of thought, and there's all kinds of cleavage. So I'll finish this. So she wants to volunteer, and she's like, I'm just as good and I can do this kind of deal. And Ayla's like, no, you can't, but she still does it. She still offers her time. And so we're going to get up to the falling part of this as well. So they plan this, and of course they're watching her give the copy to Xanax. I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right, but still.
Xanax.
Xanax.
Yeah,
Xanax.
she does that, and Xanax shoots his own people, basically.
Look at that. I mean, like, he's like friggin' boss right there. It's like he's like too ruthless, so it's like you don't even know, like, for that kind of boss, you don't know if you're gonna live or die, permission, even through him.
Yeah, it's getting rid of witnesses.
Exactly. And so like she's all stunned, like her face is like Kayleen's face is like always like stunned or like horrified or whatever, I noticed, because she looks like she has a lot of doubt in her or whatever, but that's just my observation here.
She kind of looks confused constantly.
Yeah.
And this is where we have the Faeline ability with the pheromones.
Yeah.
He's basically fogging up her mind, and he's asking her to shoot herself in the head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Staying true to continuity. Imagine that, because another one that we see, another similar event that we see is in Shadows of the Empire with Leia and Prince Caesar.
Yeah, and then in the last picture on the screen, she's like, "Oh, pheromones too much. My bra is popping open, and so much pheromones."
Well, thank you so much for that, Steve. All right, and so so she's fallen. She's basically the pheromones have got to her, and so now she's submitting to him, obviously, and she's like, I'll do whatever you want. He's like, here's a gun, or here's a blaster, or whatever, and now place the barrel by your head, and Ayla watching the whole stuff go down, and she's like, oh shit, Quinn, and so they have to get her out of the situation. So
yeah, and Quinn is like, she's just doing what she's supposed to. It's her job.
Exactly.
And it's a very tense situation because she's like seconds away from pulling the trigger, and all of them are sweating.
Yes. Yes.
which is
And
really good on Ayla Secura.
okay. So here we go. So they come to her rescue because, he's like, she's about from the pheromone, she's like gonna do whatever he wants and stuff. And so, Quinn comes to her rescue as well, and he grabs her, obviously. So we have this little tense scene going on. So let's go forward a little bit.
Yeah, and
And
Quinlan Voss used the Force to yank her gun away.
yep.
And that guy in the chat has an excellent pun. He says, "Falling in love."
Oh, there you go. Falling in
Seven,
love.
7 out of 10, sir. 7 out of 10.
Nice. So thank you for keeping track of the chats for me, because I'm just looking at the screen of the comic, not at the whole live stream screen. All right. So of course, and then he's rescuing, and he also uses the Force to rescue them from the fall as well. So he's getting discovered here. So he's revealing who he is, and the Falleen Zenek has, basically like the classic, the person's hanging onto the edge and the bad guy stepping on the hand, kind
Yeah.
of deal.
Yeah,
So,
he's a mustache twirling villain. And
yeah.
then Ayla shows up, and Soul Assassin wants you to zoom in on that top picture.
Is he even in chat today? I don't
Oh,
even know.
yes, he is.
Let's see here. Oh, it doesn't
There
want
you
me.
go. Was that what you wanted to see, Soul Assassin?
There we go. All right.
Hello
So
there.
hello there. And
And
so
then he pheromones her.
what?
He pheromones the lady.
Yeah.
She just falls to her knees and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he tries to seduce her basically with his pheromones as well. And you could kind of see, it looks like she's succumbing to it because her face here, you could see she's getting into that trance of, what's going on. And she's faltering, the lightsaber is falling to her side. And then she's like, nope, I am a Jedi.
And
And
she cuts the crap out of him.
exactly.
He
Exactly.
is dead. No strong women in Star Wars, eh?
Yeah. He goes to shoot her too, but she does it so quick that he misses because of, what had happened as well. So yeah, so we have that. And so I really enjoyed this comic series here, and what it led up to, and it's leading up to the next ones we are going to, go through here as well. And so we are now in a different scene, and we have them in conversation here. I'm going to take a sip real quick because I feel like I need a coffee or something.
Yeah,
All right.
they're Quinlan is handing off the basically the Camino plans to another contact, and he decides to stay and basically work in the shadows of
Exactly.
the war, and
As a sentinel, basically.
and Ayla is gonna go back to the Jedi Order, and these two have a very interesting relationship because they kind of they're master and apprentice, but they keep pulling each other away from the dark side all the time. So they just it's a very good dynamic.
Yeah.
And at this point, Ayla is a Jedi Knight because she got knighted earlier, and
That's right. And I meant to mention that. I have it in my notes, but she is now knighted. So she went through all her, like her, I guess you could say, rehab and training and stuff from what she had experienced before. If you guys have been following us, we covered what had happened to her before with falling to the dark side and all that. So
you also see her on in Attack of the Clones because George Lucas liked her so much in the comics.
Yeah.
He decided to include her in the
in the
movies. Exactly as she is in the comics, because George actually did follow the EU.
Yeah,
as close as he could, anyway.
Yeah, And imagine him reading these comics and really getting into it and really enjoying
Yeah.
and enjoying saying, I'm gonna bridge the movies and the EU. It's all gonna be one continuity.
Yeah, and it teaches people, teaches young men that if you're gonna get if you want to get laid or something, you need to use your pheromones, which is where the
From
toxic
Steve.
masculinity came from, because pheromones are apparently toxins, but pheromones is actually toxic masculinity. So
Oh my God, Stig. I'm like talking about Georgian continuities, like, and this also teaches.
yeah, so always use pheromones. It's toxin masculinity.
All right. So we are coming to an end on this one, I believe. And so they're basically saying their goodbyes, as I remember here. Yeah, and this is where they discuss further about Colleen and how she feels about Quinlan and stuff. Because Ayla's knows her master, her previous master, so well, and they have that bond, like Stig said, and so she's looking out for him. She's like, I don't want you to get ruined again, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
So
and this is maybe Ayla is onto something.
yeah,
And then
exactly.
we have the plot twist.
Dun dun
Uh,
dun.
Tukari, or whatever his name is,
Yeah.
was working for the Separatists all along. So
Mm-hmm.
he's
Okay.
spilling his guts. Dooku knows it, and then he informs Palpatine, and they are happy with it because it was all
Yeah.
a ruse.
Yeah.
So something's going to happen on Camino that the Jedi didn't think about.
Yeah, and all they know is that the separatists are going to attack Camino, but they don't know the extent of what's going to happen, and we're going to find out here pretty soon. And at the end, at the bottom of the screen here, it says, "And Jedi will die," and we know who that is right there. You don't have to see his whole face or whatever. It's just. And I think I like the suspense of keeping, like the Sidious, undercover and suspense and stuff cloaked. All right, so on to the next one, Tides of Terror. Are we going to go through this one or?
Yeah, yeah, it's a standalone one. We should go through it.
Okay.
It's basically a little prequel to the Attack of Camino, featuring
Exactly.
Ayla Secura and what's his name again?
Yeah, I see him right
The
here with.
Northern Jedi.
Yeah. All right, so we're on Camino here, and she's investigating, of course, because that's how she does. She wants to see what's going on, and they're finding out that clone troopers are dying.
Yeah, they're croaking from some sort of disease,
Exactly.
and it seems the others are immune because it's designed to attack the clones.
Yeah. Exactly. And so they're trying to come down to it, and we have known. Let me see. Is it said here?
Kit
No.
Fisto, that's the name. Oh, a bunch of people saying it in the chat too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's a nanovirus.
yeah, it's always a nanovirus, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the name of it. I guess nanovirus is a biological weapon for individuals or whatever of genetics, and we see that throughout the continuity in the original lore. And I had mentioned this on Twitter too, as well, is that it was used on Mirta Give, Boba Fett's granddaughter, to keep Boba Fett and his family off of Mandalore, and any surviving clones that are that survived
Yeah,
and got. And there's a whole nother story behind why some survived as long as they did, but it keeps the Fets from going back to the Mandalore planet.
yeah,
But
and it's it's tied together. Oh, the comics, the novels, it was all tied together back then.
yeah, you can always link something to one of these, like one story to another. Yeah, so they're discussing, and what they tell is like, okay, so this doesn't affect us Kaminoans. It's basically a nanovirus that is biologically to the Clone Wars, or basically to the Fets again, because it's Jango, because that's Jango. And but if they're injected with it, then they could still die from it, but it's contagious only to those who have the same biological structure. So I thought that was very interesting. And we have the bad guy right there on the bottom, of course, with the red, highlighted red. We got this like peaceful blue, white, sanitized, serene place. And then you have the bad guy right there at the bottom. So, and then, they're all like, what the hell's going on? They're trying to figure out how to create the cure for it and stuff. And we find out that someone dies.
Yeah, someone has killed one of the scientists with well, we don't know what yet, but that person is dead.
Yeah. And look at that. That's disgusting. It's like all bumps and, lesions and, and it's like the body just melted and everything too. Huh, disgusting. All right. And so, we have the bad guy, and I didn't even get his name. I never got his name through this here, but we have the bad guy, and he's like, oh, they're following me, and he's trying to escape here. He's got the droids behind him. They're planning to attack. They're making the defenses weak there so that they can get rid of the clones. And this is the whole purpose, is to get rid of the clones so the separatists can win the war early. And so we have the conniving and the plot going on there.
Yeah, and he's jealous because the other scientists have gotten credit for his work, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, action happens. Side boob Ayla, and
side boob Ayla. Thanks for the highlight, Steve. Thanks for the highlight.
Well, it is a highlight, but he gets basically blown off the landing platform with a droid, falls into the ocean.
Yep. And then someone asked me about this part here. So, she can't really swim. And so she's like, I'm going to drown here. And, of course, he was like, hey, I'm an amphibious. And so basically, like, people are like, oh, is that when they kissed? And well, he is, you could say it's maybe a kiss or whatever, but he is breathing oxygen into her.
If you look at her arms, though, she's really liking it.
You think so?
Yeah, that's not, CPR. That's
he's not giving her CPR. He's giving her oxygen.
She wants to bang Kit Fisto.
No, she does not. She
does. Look at that. That's a passionate embrace.
She's holding on for her life.
Yeah, but then they climb back up, and the syringe wielding villain grabs her, and then there's like a little showdown.
Yeah, there's a little showdown there. And what's funny is that he presses up against her, and she shifts, and lo and behold, it goes into his arm.
Which I thought was stupid.
I know, me too. I was like, what the heck is going on here? I mean,
she just drops, and he keeps stabbing and stabs himself and injects.
Yeah. And then, he pulls the trigger.
Yeah.
Yep. And so this is what happens. See, he's like dying right there, and he's got the lesions, and his everything liquefies within his body and comes out and stuff. And so she's like, I wouldn't survived without you, and he goes, it was my pleasure. Look at that face.
Yeah.
Oh God. So
and Terminus Est in the chat says Ayla wants to get fisted.
There we go. Fisted. Kit Fisto. There we go. Kit Fisto. Yeah. All right. I'm going to go ahead and take a look here real quick, and we'll go on to the next one here. I do have a super chat. I think it's the only one I've missed so far. Thank you, Abu Nas, for the $10 super chat. Listening as I'm working on new music. Warms my heart to see George Lucas era EU shine in the comics. Salutes to Stig and love to UOG. Keep fighting the good fight cause. Fight cause the maker is right, or cause the maker is right. Thank you so much for coming in and for the super chat. I'm just going to scroll up a little bit more. Probably the original version of the virus that was used in Myrda's years later. No, they took samples from her. If you read the was it Invincible? They once she's captured. And she has that back and forth with Jason Solo or Darth Caedus. She's paralyzed, and he's like, I'm going to give you the serum to, to cure the paralyzation. However, I need you to comply with me. And she refuses or whatever. She doesn't fully come to agreement, but he ends up, I guess you could say, going back on his agreement, and they still take samples from her arms to create that nanovirus against the Fets, or against Boba and his family. So it wasn't saved. It wasn't. So while the comics really do show the Kaminoans look sinister, yes, they do. I really have been enjoying the comic art as well. Cheers, Mr. President. Okay, let's see who else is here. Okay, sexy times. There you go. And then she wants to get fistoed. Yep, and so. And Ayla wants to get fisted. So let's see here. Mac Daddy Kit Fisto. How can we get the current Lucas to continue the EU? Lucasfilm
with a nuclear bomb.
You're like, we'll just have to get rid of all, and then restart, and then submit.
Basically, stop paying for the new crap and start supporting the old stuff all over the place.
Yeah. When you keep buying, that shows that you're liking what they put out and stuff, and you want more of that. That's how the covert market goes. All right, so let's go on. We are now in the epic battle for Kamino. So
yeah, this is a very good two-parter.
Yes.
Starts off with this full-out war, and Kenobi crashes in the water.
Oh yeah, and so we have Kenobi and Anakin now. So it's been a while since we even seen him in the comics up until now, and I kind of enjoy that a little bit because we know who the star is of Star Wars, the Skywalkers, and then we have the protagonist, the other protagonists like Kenobi and stuff like that. But even getting the side stories of other characters that build up into the greater story is it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. So yeah, so this is Brothers in Arms. So let's go on. So they are going to Kamino to, figure out, to protect the facility from the imposing threat of the Separatists. So
yeah, and it turns out Anakin had a vision of Kenobi crashing on Kamino.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is like Stig said, this is like right after Geonosis. And so we know that Anakin has a lot of conflict. And so him holding on to this little droid here that he's trying to fix, there's a little tiny backstory, and it lends to him his confidence right now from what the events that had happened just recently to him as well. So there's a lot of like little in-depth story that's going on inside these comics as well, if you pick them up. And that's what I've been enjoying as well.
Yeah, it's these comics almost fit better than a lot of the novels, to be honest.
Yeah, and then as Stig was saying, is that Anakin's like, I had a vision, a future, blah blah blah, and we know that even Yoda says the future is always in motion, and we also know that if you act upon a vision from the future, sometimes it can be devastating as well. So that's why they warn about acting upon it as well. So we get into this a little bit more. So
also they both sense that on that platform someone might have been fisted a few days ago.
Yeah. Excuse me. Woo. Go ahead and cover this, Stig. I need to take another sip and stuff.
Well, they're basically talking about the defense of Kamino, laying battle plans. You have Quinlan Voss coming in on by hologram, and the what's the name, Rancis or something, the hairy guy.
Yeah, Rancis or whatever his name is. Yeah,
he's I'm not sure what the race is, but he's a weird one. I don't like him. And there's more Jedi in the background. A bunch of Jedis we've not seen before, which spoiler usually means they're not going to survive.
Yeah, correct. And then we have also Quinlan, and it's all tying in. So Quinlan is there because he's had experience of getting the that little data chip for about, the separatists wanting to attack a Camino and stuff like that. So it all ties in right there. And we have Ayla too, because she's on that mission as well. And of course we have little Anakin, little Anakin holding on to his droid right there.
Yeah,
So,
playing with his little toy,
yeah,
like
he's
the pansy.
okay, Kenobi. All right. And so, they're discussing the events and what's going to happen here, and about who's going to be where and when they do attack. And Kenobi is talking with Anakin because he's noticed that he's been withdrawn and he doesn't want him to pilot. He wants him to stay there at the facility
Yeah.
because he's been withdrawn.
Yeah,
So-
and he knows something is up with Anakin, and
Yeah.
it's not that long ago Anakin killed the Tusken Raider village. That's just weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's still emo about that.
Yeah. Yep, about his mom dying, about that, and all those events that happened to him. And this is evidence right here. And I absolutely love this little collage. There's so much in-depth emotion for Anakin right here. So, and we have the back and forth between Kenobi and Anakin. Anakin's not happy that Kenobi wants him to stay behind. He's like, I'm your best pilot.
Yeah, and Kenobi senses the inner turmoil in
Yes.
Anakin, which is I can relate to that, because whenever I contradict Lord Vader in the chat, I sense the same inner turmoil coming from him.
You have to say that. Oh my God. All right. I can't wait to hear you guys' banter now. And so, and he asked him, talk to me, what's your turmoil? Share it with me. He goes, nothing, master. So he's withdrawn right now. He's not sharing. There's this kind of breakthrough that needs to happen between the two. And I think we're going to see that here. So, but that's a little bit later on.
Yeah, and Kenobi doesn't want him flying his ship because his inner turmoil, which is wrong. Anakin is their best pilot.
Yeah.
And that's going to change.
Yeah, that's going to change. And so, of course, we have two masters here talking about Padawan problems.
Yeah, they're basically talking about how they're having doubts and their failures and all that. And Quinlan could convince Obi-Wan to trust Anakin a bit more.
Yeah, exactly. And here's the pivotal moment right here is before he died, my master, Qui-Gon Jinn, entrusted me with Anakin to make sure that he became a knight. I gave my oath. I never really chose Anakin as my Padawan.
Yeah, and that's a good point, because Anakin was stuffed on him, basically.
Yeah.
That sounded dirty, didn't it? But it's he basically did it through loyalty to Qui-Gon.
Exactly, to honor his master. And so Quinlan has a good point. Maybe it's time you did. And then he goes, then the question is, do I trust him? Do I trust myself? So we even see conflict with an Obi-Wan right there about him being a good master towards Anakin, and him honoring his master, and is he doing something right? So we have that little inner turmoil with that situation. So
yeah, and it's and then an older woman comes to Anakin in his chambers with her cleavage while he's playing with his toy.
Yeah, so
like, maybe I can fix your toy.
Yeah. So we have Ayla. We know she's a good mechanic, or she could fix things too as well. And he's such in a turmoil that he can't even really, focus to fix a droid, which is one of his abilities, is to be able to, mechanic and fix and understand technology, more than anybody else, basically. And she comes in and she right away just fixes it for him, like with a few, like a slap on the droid, with a few little tinkers here and there and a slap on it as well.
Yeah, that's on the next page, though.
Yeah, I'm going right now.
She fixes Anakin by whacking it, the droid, and it works.
Yeah,
it says whack right there. I didn't say
Yeah, I
ugly.
know. I'm just laughing at your words.
And yeah, and she basically it's kind of a snap out of it kind of thing.
Yeah,
Sometimes don't overthink, right?
exactly. Exactly. And that's what he's doing. He's overthinking. So he's clouding his mind with overthought. And I think that's a lesson here just for these last couple of days is don't cloud yourself with overthought on what you think is going to happen or not. To just stay in the here and now and cherish what's going on in the present.
Yeah,
Like it,
just think about the worst thing that could happen, and then tell everyone and cause panic. It's way more fun.
oh my God. I did not, that's not my choice of words, Steve. Okay. I'm not talking about that. All right. And so we have Kenobi then realizing that he's, had his little breakthrough and he invites Anakin to go along. So there they
Yeah,
are.
he basically puts Anakin in a ship where he should be
Mm-hmm.
in a fight like this, and sure as heck, there's the attack is happening,
Yep.
and Ayla Secura is an underrated pilot.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think in the old lore, if you look at the RPG books, she has a few levels of Starship Ace.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is the Wedge has some of that too.
Okay.
So
Nice.
she is actually a tremendously good pilot,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and as you see, she's owning it.
Oh yeah. I mean, she's sticks through her own anyways. So, all right. And then so they're engaging. So we have a lot of just like various minimum talking, but a lot of action going on here, and communication and what have you. So
And you have the first of the Jedi created for this comic dies,
mhm.
which seems to be a thing. Also, a thing in the animated Clone Wars show. Because if they just introduced the Jedi nobody had heard of, that one's gonna die.
Yeah, yeah, true. Very much true. All right, so let's move ahead here. Just want to get through this real quick because this is all self-explanatory and on its own and stuff. And so Anakin's vision is starting to come true here.
Yeah,
So
Kenobi gets hit, crashes in the water, and is in trouble.
yeah. All right. So here we go. So they get in trouble here. And then, of course, the sea monster comes and compromises Anakin, tries to put himself in front of it to save his master. That's part of his vision and stuff,
And
are acting
it,
upon his vision.
isn't this one of the creatures you see in episode 1, the submarines sequence? I think one of them looks like this one.
I have to go back and watch. I don't remember. I remember seeing like fish like, but not
Yeah,
like serpent like.
yeah, it's more like an eel longfish, like I don't know. It looks inspired by that one though. Same
Yeah,
mouth.
yeah, and probably maybe they do inspire, species within the own lore, and stuff, and go off of that.
Yeah. And then Anakin decides to, well, I think it's on the next page. He
Yeah.
does one of his rash things and flies his fighter ship into the mouth of the
Mm-hmm. The sea
fish.
creature. Yeah.
Yeah. And then both of them are on a sinking fighter.
Exactly. All right.
And
So
then fish starts jumping ashore and attacking them as well. Pretty much piranhas,
yeah,
I'd say.
yeah. Star Wars versions of piranhas on
Yeah.
Kimonian. Yeah. Yeah. And so he basically saves them from that with the force as well. And, of course, they have a lot going on and they're drenched. They have the ocean beaten down upon them and stuff, and they don't know exactly how they're going to get out of that situation. And then we have one of the Kimonians coming on one of their creatures to rescue. So that was pretty cool.
Also, you
So,
have a super chat from, oh, sorry, a super sticker
okay.
from our good friend Culture Casino.
Hey, so a super sticker. Thank you so much for the super sticker 149 Culture Casino, and thank you for coming in. And those of you guys that are joining us, thank you guys for coming in as well. Press that like button and share this on Twitter to encourage other people to come in and join and enjoy classic George Lucas Star Wars.
The
All
Culture
right.
Casino has the same hair as Ben Kenobi had in Attack of the Clones.
Okay. All right. And there's a bit of lore or a bit of thing there. All right. So do you want to briefly go through this Jango's Legacy?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So here we go. So we have Django's legacy here, and we all know that Django's backstory is that he won a match to where he was chosen to be the I guess you could say the parent of all these clones here. He for his fighting skills, for his abilities. Of course, in the lore here, he's Mandalorian. And yes, I still believe he's still Mandalorian. There's even evidence that he still is. And they were also correcting that in after Crucial Bowl before the buyout. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like a little side story during the battle
Mm-hmm. Yep.
on a different part of Camino. And we get to see Shakti.
Yes, and there she is. Look at that. There
Yeah.
she is, Shakti right there. And so they're bracing because they're coming in and they're coming in and attacking the facilities, and they're going for basically the third generation, which are basically the ones that are still being developed, and they're also protecting the ones that are going through development and stuff. And that's their focus, is to protect all of them so that they can maintain the army and stuff as well. So
Yeah, they're basically going after the kids in a sense.
exactly. Yep. And so we have the kids, and studying and stuff. It shows just a little bit of what we've seen, like in Attack of the Clones, and how they are trained and stuff. So we have a little bit of flashbacks with that. We have the army, the clone army, protecting basically the younglings as well.
Yeah, and they're getting overwhelmed, and then we have the badass ARC troopers, which
Yeah.
is my favorite thing about the
Mm-hmm.
clones, the ARC troopers. And I'm pretty sure everyone in the chat agrees with me on this,
Uh-huh.
because all these ARC troopers are as close to Jango Fett as you can get.
Exactly.
These are the super
Not
soldiers.
altered. Yeah, they're not altered whatsoever. Or there's minimum tampering with the genetic alteration as the other troopers get. So, yeah. Did I skip one over when we see them talk about them? Oh, yeah, right here. I'm sorry. Yeah, so this is right here. This is what I meant to stay on right here. And they even said that these guys are trained by Jango Fett themselves, and they're not altered as much or very little, to keep them having a free will so they can help lead the army and command the army as well. So they come into action here and they start working with the Jedi, and basically he's like, hey, you are trained for this. Here's a weapon kind of deal. I like how it kind of refers to the Mandalorian culture, where the younglings, their children, are trained from a very young age on how to fight.
Yeah, they're like, basically, if you can hold a gun, you have no excuse.
Exactly. And so we see that Mandalorian culture in this, in their training.
Yeah, and then we have droidicas showing up.
Exactly.
Always bad news, and they're getting pinned down.
Mm-hmm. And so we have Shakti here acting as well, and they have to work with them, and we see this little banter going on between, because they're no nonsense, and just like Fett is Jango Fett, no nonsense, as we've seen, and even in Boba, no nonsense or whatever, to the point, no time to think, or no time to, do this or that. You just need to go ahead and move ahead and protect or whatever and accomplish the mission. So, yeah.
Yeah, they're but like Django said, that they'll get the job done.
Exactly. They'll get the job done any which way they can. So, they press on. Oh, yeah. And then that little bomb thingy that they do. What's the name of it again? I know they sent off a little bomb. He says it here. It's reverse polarity pulse grenade. And he said
it's basically an electrical pulse that will damage electronics.
Yeah.
So the droids are very vulnerable to that. And you get to see Shock T
Mm-hmm.
toss. No, sorry, someone shows up tossing a lightsaber through the droids,
Mm-hmm.
and guess who it is?
Yep. Right there. Dun dun dun.
Anakin. Yeah, they've just gotten ashore from their swim,
Mm-hmm. From the
and
little.
yeah, I've been splashing around.
Yep. Exactly. And
And
so that.
the ARC Trooper talks back to Anakin all the time, which is a little bit of foreshadowing
Mm-hmm.
because Boba Fett does the same to Darth Vader in Episode 5.
Yeah. True. Nice catch. Awesome.
Yeah, thank you. I just realized it. Caught it
Yeah.
right now.
Okay. Okay. Why aren't you letting me? Oh, there you go. It wasn't letting me press here. And so, they go and protect the third generation. They call them the third generation. So this is the third round of troopers that they are producing right here, and you could see them in their Sparty little tubes and stuff. And so
You
they
know,
have to.
if you think about it, it's cheesy as hell
Uh-huh.
because they're basically protecting the unhatched space babies from robots, and they're using laser swords. It is
Yeah, break it
it
down
is
that
che-
way.
it's cheesy as shit.
But it's so entertaining. I don't
I
care.
know. It's awesome.
All right. So they're trying to find a way, like, how can we hold them back? They're coming in. Their numbers are larger than ours. And so did we get the name of the ARC Trooper here?
No, they make a point out of it.
Yeah, that's
Later.
why I never got it. And I was like, is there a reason why we don't yet? Um, Yeah, but he also tells them to use your power to protect this place. So and so they do. So they of course we see the lightsabers, blocking the blaster bolts or whatever, and the ARC trooper tells them to use your power to hold back the water while it floods them out in the walkway tube that
Yeah,
they're
they're
walking through.
basically going to blow up the walkway and flood the thing, and they want
Yeah,
the Jedi to use the Force to plug it. And
exactly.
yeah, it works. And
Yeah.
risky
Risky
move.
as hell. Risky as hell. That was like kind of tense right there when I was doing it. I'm like, oh my God, what the hell? Because once you let go of that, are the doors that they're looking through going to even hold that water as well? So I was like, very interesting. Very, very.
As Shock T, a lot of people, myself included, think of her as a very, very, very much a background character, right? And she
Uh-huh.
is, but she is one of the most powerful of the Jedi Masters.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's bordering on Mace Windu level.
Yeah. Yep. But she's never been overused, like over
No, they've killed her 4 times.
Yeah. Well,
And
three of them are like what ifs, but one is the true. So yeah.
well, she dies in the deleted scene of Revenge of
Mm-hmm.
the Sith.
Yeah.
She
With the
died in the novel,
mm-hmm.
which was considered the canon
Yeah, the
thing, and
canon.
then all of a sudden she's in the Force Unleashed, and she dies there too. And if you want to nitpick, she also dies in the Lego Star Wars game. So
Yeah. Yeah.
someone doesn't like her.
Somebody doesn't like her or whatever. And it's so funny how they don't really overuse her. She's, one of a like outstanding masters. And and she she's the same species as Ahsoka Torgruga or whatever. Did I say that right?
Togruta.
Yeah. And and everybody loves her, too as well. And but she's not overused, and I really like that because the other one is overused a lot, and it's being
Uh,
overused.
spoiler, and I think in 2 weeks there is a Shock T centered comic that we will be reviewing, and it was all kinds of awesome.
Okay,
And there
awesome.
was a lot of stuff in it that Soul Assassin will want us to zoom in on.
Really?
Yeah, I'm thinking that's in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Stay
Okay.
tuned,
Okay.
because in
Stay
2 weeks, Star Wars gets Stevie.
Okay. Stig is looking forward to that. All right. That guy says, I'm loving the page layout of this comic. Very dynamic, action packed, and good. Thumbs up, good. Memories of a time when people cared about their products. And I've been watching on Twitter about people talking about the new Star Wars comics and how, like, some of the characters, like stances, like, for example, Obi-Wan is retraced from other comics or like other scenes within the lore, so it's not really original, like
No, they're
art.
just copying. They're just copying and calling it their own.
Yeah, Doomacorn. Okay, it must have been the Doomacorn that Culture sent. Thank you so much. Stig, Culture is probably on the Ganj too, so he'd be Obi-Wan cannabis.
I can neither confirm or deny that. You have to ask Culture Casino.
That guy says, great arc troop splash page. Yes, that was amazing. And I almost used that one for my thumbnail, but then I really love the one with Anakin and just everything that has happened to him, like towards the end of the Attack of the Clones and stuff. And so I really like that. So all right, so that's my story and sticking to it. All right. Soul Assassin, they were personally trained by Django. Yes, they were. And it says gone. Django is the term.
Yeah, like they went Django on them.
Oh, okay. Droidicas are destroyers.
Yep. Yeah, they're called both.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see here.
No,
And
don't sub to me. Because if I get too many subs, I have to make another video.
okay, Cavatinho Che. Shakti knows how to Humpty Hump. Okay.
Pretty sure he does.
Okay. Lord
Correct?
Vader, Force Unleashed. Yeah. Let's see here. Her death is forced. It is her death in Forced Unleash. Her death in Forced Unleash. I think the game. So you said the game. I haven't.
No, it's also a novel
Okay.
because I wrote a Force Unleashed novel. So
Mhm,
the story with the good ending, I believe, is the canon one.
mhm.
It's a bit different in the novel, of course, because he doesn't get shot 500 times during the story and survive.
Yeah. Is she in the
But
novel or just the game?
I think
I.
she's in the novel.
Mhm.
Um, I'm sure Lord Vader can tell us if she is. I don't remember.
I don't either. I don't recall. I know that she was in the game.
Oh
And
yeah,
the,
she's in the game.
and the games are usually the what if portions, like especially if they bring a character in that doesn't belong in that era. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Torgrudas, yes. Let's see here. Nope, I don't know what that nope is about. All right, disagree with that. Must have been about
Wait,
Ahsoka.
wait. Orange Hat says she did not die in the book. Uh, I'm thinking, yeah, in the F3 novel, didn't Anakin kill her while she was meditating?
In the novel,
Yeah, at the Jedi Temple. Or am I
mhm,
remembering it wrong?
I think that was a deleted scene.
Yeah, but there's also a deleted scene where Grievous kills her.
Yeah.
Maybe she dies even more.
Poor Shakti. Well, Cavantino Che. Shakti is the Star Wars version of South Park's Kenny.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Orange Hat says she dies in the novel, Force
Yeah,
Unleashed novel. So I'm guessing that is the canon death,
yeah,
because the movie novelizations and all that is not canon really, because the movie supersedes them. It's
yeah,
just it's just movie expansion, isn't it?
yeah. And I haven't read The Force Unleashed in a while, so I don't remember. I don't recall that. I just know that she's got so many deaths. Poor thing. She's basically what you'd say. She is the
Like
equivalent of
Kenny.
yeah. Orange Hat. I think you will find that the ARC trooper is Alpha.
Yeah,
Hmm.
we're actually getting to that
Yeah,
next week.
exactly.
Actually,
Hmm.
a spoiler. His name is
Yeah,
Alpha.
dun, dun, dun. Yeah, so I didn't want to really say anything other than, if you kind of look at the dynamics and how he acts and his outfit or his colors and all that, it kind of points that way. So a spoiler alert, sorry you guys. Okay,
You know,
Lord
if you actually bet on that, it would be an Alpha bet.
Why, thank you so much. Okay, Lord Vader. The Vader comics are awesome. Which Vader comics? The new
No,
ones?
I think he's talking about the Disney Vader comics,
Yeah.
which means he's wrong.
Orange Hat. Sorry, I was 2 minutes behind. Shakti was not confirmed killed in the book. That is why they had her in Force Unleashed. They didn't confirm her dead in the book. Okay.
Yeah.
And a
So
lot of
her,
weren't confirmed dead. They thought that they were. That's why we had some that went into hiding and gave up their Jedi ways and stuff and became just common people and had families or what have you. So we have that. Orange Hat, the episode 3 novel, that is. Yeah, correct. Let's see here. Orange Hat, she dies in the novel as well. She nearly kills Starkiller. I know the novels well. Okay. She died on Felucia.
did you ever play The Force Unleashed?
Me?
Yeah.
No, remember I told you I really didn't get into any Star Wars games, and so
Oh,
that's like the new territory for me because I haven't had time to.
well, fix it.
Fix it. Damn it. Fix it, Alora. Fix it now. Yeah, because at the time I got into I was in band and then I got into dancing and all that. And so I stopped playing games because I had other things going on in my life.
That's so girly. I mean, it's like, you want to play video games? No, I want to dance.
I just didn't have time for it. And then by the time I got home and stuff, I was going to bed and stuff and doing homework and whatever. So yeah, but I can be girly and I can play games. So don't be stereotyping me, Stig.
I'll stereotype whoever I want.
No, you won't. Not here, darling. All right, Wookiee supremacy. Thank you, OG, for some non-politics. You are so welcome. This is what this is, escape. Escapism right here. Come and enjoy. So again, share the link to Twitter and
Oh,
have everybody come in.
are we doing the literature stream today?
I was thinking we need to get it over and done with so that we can press on for the next novels.
Yeah. So yeah, everyone in the chat, join us later because we're going to talk about the Death Troopers book later tonight.
Yeah, tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So come on back if you want to hear more about the Death Troopers. That was initially voted for, picked because it was supposed to be done around Halloween, and I had pressing basically schedule mishaps going on and I had to push it back. So come and join us and we'll get through that as well and talk about the Death Troopers. So let's move on with this so that we can wrap up here and discuss a little bit further what's going on in the series here that we are talking about. So now we're on Mon Calamari.
Yep.
So, dun, dun, dun. Mon Calamari. So, went from one water planet to another. That's the theme here, the water planets. So, here we go. So, they are discussing, and this is crazy. When I read through this, and I'm like, I was so amazed on the side that the Mon Calamarians are taking in this part of the lore. Because if you're just like, you just learn about the lore like OT on our past, they the Mon Calamarians are basically rebels and New Republic, but here they're not really with the old Republic. And I'm probably
because the separatists, that weren't Sith actually had a point too, because there were issues in the Republic, and it had gotten so far that they basically rebelled.
Yeah.
The separatists are rebels in a sense.
Yeah.
So it's but they're being manipulated as well. Both sides are, but by Sidious. But yeah,
Yeah, and they're talking about the attack on Camino there that's going on. So this is all tied together as well, and about the shields and all that, and about they're getting funded by this. So some of their funding is getting funded by the separatists as well. So that's why they're on that faction of, because they are not agreeing with what's going on in the new or the old republic, and so they're siding, like Stig said, with the separatists. So. And here we go. So we have one of the separatists, space stations, I guess you could say. And, that's we have that war ensuing upon, and that's Camino, right? This is back at Camino because that's where everything's going on. The attack is going on.
Yeah, it's above Camino.
Yes. Okay. And so we have them, joining in on the attack of Camino because, of course, they have interest in the separatists winning as well. So they have financial interest, and that's why they are taking their stance as well. So it's kind of complicated if you think about it, because we have these factions that you would think that were basically sided with the Rebel Alliance in the future. And right now in this time frame, they're split.
Yeah, and we have one of the Trade Federation command ships that we see in episode 1, and it's being attacked by the Republic.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically.
Yeah, above Camino and stuff. And so we have, and I learned something here, and I didn't put any thoughts into it, but some of the Caminoan ships, they can be amphibic or ships, or aquatic ships, and then they also can be, space bound as well.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really, really interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was cool because they tend to be at war with the Quarians.
Yeah.
And it makes sense that they're warring above the planet and in the oceans because they're both aquatic.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a nice touch. And to be fair, it makes a little bit of sense because a space shuttle basically has to be airtight. So,
Yeah, so aquatic wise as well. That makes some sense. Just a few adjustments here and there for the engines and stuff like that.
It's basically a submarine in space, right? Or a submarine in vacuum. So it's not that far fetched, that they serve dual purpose.
Well, that's like, for the Marines, they have their amphibian, ships and stuff too, and all that. So that makes a lot of sense and stuff. But I didn't put too much thought into the ships, becoming, amphibian or, aqua, all that. Yeah. So yeah. And so I thought, oh, okay. And it's one thing I just never really put thought into until now. And so it's a nice little hey, yeah, I didn't really think about that. It never really dawned on me that, that they did this, So, yeah, so that was a little oh, that's pretty cool. So, we have the battle ensuing, and they're talking about their attacking them underwater, and how the Republic, they're battling a planet, a sea planet, and they don't have ships that can go underwater, so they're kind of saying they're idiots basically because they don't have amphibic ships.
Lord Vader is asking me to open my DMs. I mean, well, if you're following me on Twitter, Lord Vader, what's your Twitter handle? And I'll follow you back. I'm terrible at following people back on Twitter because I just forget about it. So no offense if there's someone in the chat that I haven't followed back. It's not that I don't like you. It's just that I don't pay attention.
Focus, Stig. All right, let's go back. All right, let me take that down because I tend to leave little chat highlights up there, and then it blocks some stuff, and we want to see the whole picture. All right, so they're taking their ship underwater here. They're gawking at the fact that the Republic doesn't have ships that can do that, and they're battling above, they're battling for a aquatic planet basically. So I was giggling about that, and I was like, you have a great point. They're putting salt into the wounds of the Republic by being snarky to them like that.
And then it's literally salt water, isn't it?
Yeah, right. And so they're going down there because they want to attack the generator on the bottom, and he realizes, wait, they don't have a generator, a power generator, so it's useless. And so they go down there for no reason, So, and I like this diaphragm here of the of their home, their station there or whatever. And so they're coming back up, but then now so they tell us a bit of like ship history here is that it takes time for the ship to adjust back to the regular air versus water. So
Yeah,
it takes time for the adjustment between two elements. And so I thought that was really interesting. So
also makes sense that they
mhm.
need to. Yeah,
Yeah, because you have to basically go from, having your ship fully shut down, even the engines blocked and sealed for the water, and then coming out and unblocking that and getting all the controls and the engines ready for space bearing, qualities, or so that, yeah, it makes a lot of sense there. But he's pushing it. So this is very interesting. So he's pushing those engines, he's pushing his machine for the sake of the battle. So, and I thought this was really beautiful here. The Kimonian, city, floating city here, and just the little dynamics. And I was looking at that last night, and I'm surprised I didn't text you or DM you about this thing about, even referring to Django and Kenobi's fight, and just imagining, the fight, even with this picture of how they were sliding down the sides of these kind of like dome-like structures as well. So it's like,
imagine being a window washer on Camino. Not safe.
Oh God, but yeah, yeah, you have a point there. And so they have their shields up, and they're trying to defeat the shields. They find out that they couldn't do that from underneath, and so he's joining the fight up in the atmosphere now. So, and he gets shot. So we have him
Yeah,
getting
he's shot and it's burning and it's fried fish everywhere.
yeah, we have some fried fish action going on here. And they're like all amazed and stunned by what had happened. So, and then doesn't he, let me see here. Doesn't he try to take off? Because I was confused here. Because he's shot in the water.
He no he orders. He realizes they're losing and he orders his men to retreat and he has like a move planned.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because he's right here. You could see he's burning up here, and they're telling him, no, don't do it. So you have that little suspense going on. And then they really don't want to retreat, but then he's like, you need to do it. Get out of here. And is this him right here?
Yeah.
So he does get out of the water because the ship is amphibious. So he does get out of the water. He still pushes it to get in, for the conditions of the atmosphere.
It's not stupid. All he has to do is dive, and that will put up the fire.
Right? Just go under and then come back up, Very good point. But then do you think that the hull is compromised for the water and the dive with it being on fire? I mean, I'm just probably putting too much into it. Probably. So yeah, so he sacrifices himself so that the separatist station can take off, because they're losing right here.
Yeah, but
And
he flies into the the Jedi hyperdrive things.
yes, he does.
Yeah, and sets his ship to self-destruct and blows them up. Basically, which I think is to make sure the others can retreat, so the Jedi can't follow.
Yeah, so the Jedi can't follow. Yeah.
Basically, he's like, it's a trap.
It's a trap. Yep. There we go. And so he does. He flies into it. He destroys the hyperdrive spheres for their starfighters, and then the ship gets away. So the separatist ship goes into hyperdrive, and
yeah, and this is great writing because in the I think it was the Revenge of the Sith opening crawl. It said that there's heroes and villains on both sides, right?
Yeah.
And this is certainly heroic, and he is on the enemy side, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is where that makes sense, is that, he sacrifices himself for their cause that he's fighting with. So on their side, he's their hero.
Yeah,
So,
and he's doing something heroic. No,
yeah,
can't
exactly.
can't take that away.
Nope, can't do that. And so we have Mace Windu and Yoda, and they're discussing what's going on here about the success of the battle at Camino, and all of that good stuff. But they also are talking about how like the darker and more clouded the future is. So basically, Yoda still can't really see clear into the future, and if he does, he sees darkness and defeat and stuff like that. But it's not clear to him as well.
Yeah, and you know, we've been praising the artwork and all, but if you look at the top Yoda picture there, that
Mhm.
that's not good.
No, it's not.
That's really
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, and even the bottom too. A little bit. It could have been a little bit more done better. Like I think they made his eyes glossy for a reason, but then I still think that's the way they glossed his eyes down there when he's talking about the future and stuff. I think to make it look like he's concerned and um, he's sad and he has all those emotions about it. I think that they could have done that a little bit better, clearer and stuff, because you could really see how his face looks and stuff. But I think the artwork in that could have
Yeah,
been
he
better.
kind of looks like Yoda looks in uh, the Empire Strikes Back comic, the old one.
Uh-huh.
Looks a
Yeah.
bit like that.
Yeah. And maybe they're trying to convey him looking a certain way right here because a lot of this is wearing down on him, maybe. I don't know. And I'm not trying to say that's an excuse for how he looks or how this piece of art's been drawn out for him or whatever. But even like his one of his arms looks like it could have been drawn better. His arms looked really lanky here as well.
Yeah,
So
it looks almost ape-like.
yeah.
Yeah, if I ever draw a Yoda, that's what it's gonna look like.
Wow, we know what your art would look like then, Steek.
Yeah, I'm really bad at it.
Yeah. Oh goodness. All right, so we're coming to the end here, and dun dun dun, we get we get the bad guys, the leaders here. And
Yeah,
so Doku again, and he's like, it's a shame what happened over Camino. Mayor Ari was talented, and that's the Mon Calamari that sacrificed himself.
yeah,
Hmm. And even back here, Mace Windu, and I forgot to point out because we just started talking about art, is that he was like, I knew Mace was telling Yoda, I knew him, Mirror Ari, the leader. He's a leader. He goes, he knew him, he knew of him. So they're even praising him here, like being sad for him, being sad that he died in that as well. So you could tell that, there's a lot of conflict and mixed emotions, like what used to be, like peaceful relations has turned, sour because of the war, because sides were chosen. So, and again, this is the beginning of the Clone Wars, and so everybody's seeing who's choosing sides and stuff, and past relationships are being compromised because of that. That's how I see that. So, very
Oh,
tragic.
Lord Vader sent me something. I'm assuming this is from the Lucas era.
Okay,
Do you want to know how much they earned?
how much? What?
What the revenue for the Lucas era Star Wars was?
Okay,
Toys were $15 billion.
yeah.
That's what the toys earned. Video
Okay.
games was $4.7 billion.
Mhm.
Movies did 4.5 billion on the box at the box office.
Yeah,
DVD sales were 4.3 billion. Books 2 billion. Other stuff was 1.3 billion. I'm guessing that's lunch boxes and stuff like that.
yeah,
And 1.2 billion for rentals, renting the movies.
yeah.
So all in all, Star Wars revenued $33 billion under Lucas.
And he only sold it for 4 billion. Yeah. Wow. Star Wars was amazing. No matter, movies, novels, all that, under George Lucas was amazing. Amazing. And yeah, he created a great product that was expanded on in the EU and stuff. And then on top of that, it made people excited for like merch and stuff like that. Because when you get involved into IP, people and you really, really love it, people are going to buy their favorite characters. They're going to buy T-shirts. They're going to, whatever is developed in there, they're going to invest in. So yeah. That is amazing. So let's finish this comic up here and chat about it a little bit more, and then close. And so we have here again. So we have them talking about what happened at Camino and Merari or whatever Marai, whatever how you pronounce his name. And there are other talented men who will more easily turn to our purposes, or so basically he's like there's more people out there, and and then he also remembers it's a difficult balance, that we must.
And this is the fact that others will turn to them.
Mhm.
Is a little bit of foreshadowing because that's about to happen in the next few comics,
Yeah.
which I think you're gonna really like.
Yeah.
Because a spoiler, we're gonna get
Yep.
the introduction of Ventress and Dirge on
Yes,
in
I
our
know.
next coffee chat, and I think those two have a lot of fans. And unlike the animated show, Ventress is actually an immense threat in the
Mhm.
comics.
Yeah.
She is Darth Maul level.
Yeah. She is. Yeah, and so I'm really excited about that because I've always liked her, enjoyed her character, her lore of her character, and reading about her and stuff. So I'm really excited to get into that. And so they talk about that, and then so basically, Darth Sidious is like, with Marari dead and the Kimonians still operational, the Clone War will not end soon. And he doesn't want it to end soon. He wants to put that strain and have that pivotal moment of when he can call Order 66. So so we know that that's what's going on, is that he doesn't want, and we also know that Palpatine is Sidious. We know that, and we know that, Palpatine is in control of both factions of the war. So there we go. All right. So your conclusion with this, Stig, what did you think?
Pretty good. I thought the first one was kind of awesome because it was like
Yeah.
a little spy story
Yeah.
with Quinlan and Ayla, but that one actually sets up quite a bit, which we'll see later because there's two more volumes of Clone Wars stories after this one. We're not even halfway through the first one,
Yeah.
and you have a battle that has to happen with the Camino thing because the Separatists would want to stop the Republic from getting troops.
Oh my god. Just realized too, Mon Calamari circumcised their males. What?
Yeah, I think so. It's
What?
well, they have to fillet them.
Okay, this is Star Wars. I don't want to know about that. Okay, and then Focus D, this probably per comment. You said Trade Federation command ship. Yes. Let's see here. Amphibious assault vehicles. There you go. Thank you, Soul Assassin. I was like, amphibian vehicle, whatever. I should know this because my son wanted to go into that faction of the Marines when he enlisted, but they put him into another faction. So, yeah. All right, Lord Vader. Okay, Lord Vader. Let's see here. Okay, Stig. Okay.
Yeah, it's the Twitter thing that I just read.
Yeah. So that I think I have something similar to what he gave you, saved, about the earnings from every little faction of Star Wars under George Lucas. Did it say anything about the games?
Yeah.
Lucas Arts?
Yeah. It said the games were
Okay.
video games 4.7 billion.
Okay. I just missed that one. That's why I asked, because I know Disney Star Wars done away with the Department of Lucas Arts, which I think was a very bad decision, poor decision of theirs, because that was their very own gaming department. So I thought that was they made a lot of bad choices. That's all I have to say. All right. So the Clone Wars prequels had too many handsome starships. Yes, there was all kinds. There was all kinds of starships, battle stations, what have you, and stations and stuff like that. Very, very fun. I never made it a thing of mine to memorize every single starship, battle stations and stuff. I need to.
I
Maybe.
used to know them, but I, I took like a Star Wars break for quite a few years because I kept reading and reading and reading, and there was no new movies in sight because
Mhm.
this was right after the prequels, and I just started reading a lot of fantasy books.
Mhm.
So I was hooked on that for quite a while, and
Yeah.
then I got back to it, and now I'm reading the old comics again and EU books. And
Yeah. Yeah. And I think I'll do that after I'm done this semester, because I have one more semester and it's just I'm doing contemporary math, and that's the only thing I have to do is maybe I'll sit down and you know um, go and start memorizing all the starships, spaceships, battle stations, what have you. Maybe I'll do a little lore videos on them or whatever. Just talk about
I
them
have
on the show.
I have a role playing game book from
Hmm.
Star Wars D20 rules, and
Yeah.
it has a book called Starships of the Galaxy,
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah.
it has the statistics from all of them, and it has little symbol next to them for
Yeah.
which time period they're in.
Yeah.
I can send you that one, a PDF.
Yes, thank you. And then I'm also going to get the encyclopedia about it too, but the George Lucas era, not the new one. So yeah, not the newest one. All right, Lord Vader, that does not look like Yoda. Laugh out loud. I agree, and we both, this. I know this is from your comment is from when we're talking about the art in there. And yeah, I agree. I think it was poorly done. I don't know if it was rushed because it was the end of the comic, which sometimes you notice how great it goes and then it starts deteriorating towards the end. So there's no consistency with the art towards the end. And that's kind of a shame. You would think that they would take pride to do everything as consistent from the start and to the end. That
Yeah,
I'm so, you know. All right, Terminus. And so Stig, you'll basically be aping the comic Yoda drawing.
yeah, it would. There's a lot of monkey business going on.
A lot of monkey business, huh? All right. So OG Star Wars, Obi-Wan and Padme had an affair. So Padme did betray Anakin. Laugh out loud. What?
He's joking.
Okay, I'm like, where did that come from?
It probably came from Kenobi, by the looks of the message.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm confused. And
He, he,
hello,
he
huh?
slipped. Obi-Wan slipped her his number one. It's like, wanna see my Obi-Wan?
Oh god dang it, here we go. All right, Willie Woodward, hey OG Stars, and hey Stig, hey, how are you doing? Yeah, Yoda looking real tired, like he did a double shift with no break. Yeah, but I'm saying if they wanted to make him look like emotionally exhausted because they just got done with Camino or the Battle of Geonosis, the Camino, they're and they have this war going on, brand new war and stuff, and he is the grandmaster and he has a lot going on and blah blah blah. They still could have done that right and made his done his proportions right as well. So I mean, there's no excuse for that. There's no excuse. Did Doku use the Force to prevent that chain on his or prevent that chain on his cape from choking him, or what? What?
Yeah, the Duke has a chain on his cape.
Yeah, right here. Yeah, that holds his cape.
Yeah, maybe they're just showing off the chain of command.
There we go. George originally wanted the Pixar deal, which was $8 billion, but Bob Iger told George no because Pixar was bringing in more money than Lucas. George sold Pixar a long time ago. He created Pixar. Once he sold it, then it was named Pixar. So I don't understand why he would want it then. Like a trade, taking it back. So I don't know.
Uh,
I'm confused on that one.
You're
because
confusing us, Vader.
yeah, because Pixar was sold a long time ago. It wasn't sold in the deal. So, all right. Willow Woodward went on. Hey, Stig, hey, OG. Thank you for the 199 super chat. And I'm glad you're joining us here. Kevin Tino, Che, OG. So there is a chance you may become a mother of a seal. What? Did I miss something?
Well, your son in the Navy.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? I'm sorry. I'm so tired. My mind's kind of exhausted from all the friggin' biology homework I've been doing. Other than that, I'm doing great. He was in the Marines and he is now out at home. So he is a peacetime, I guess you could say, a veteran now, if that's what you want to, how you want to call it. Let's see
Does
here.
that mean he gets a seal of improvement?
Yes, he does. All right. Lord Vader agreed they got rid of LucasArts and that was a mistake. Yes, that was a huge mistake. Just like getting rid of the EU was a huge mistake. But hey,
Oh yeah, Lucas Arts was well. To be fair, they didn't do a good game after Force Unleashed one. It was just
yeah,
messy after that. But from Lucasfilm, when they started and up until right after the Force Unleashed, they could do nothing wrong. It
yeah.
was like just great games all over the place. Even those point and click adventure games they did, Monkey Island and Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, awesome stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Yeah.
like 10 out of 10 for all of them, right?
Yeah. And I understand they decided to contract through EA. But even LucasArts did contract through other gaming facilities as well to help produce these
Yeah,
games as well. So I mean, there was no reason to get rid of LucasArts.
yeah. They had the Knights of the Old Republic games. Well, one of them was BioWare.
Yeah.
It's one of the best. Well, it used to be one of the best companies when it came to writing games.
Yeah. Abunas, please do not talk about EA. Shake my head. Those guys are intellectually challenged when it comes to gaming. Yeah, I mean, I hear a lot of people not really caring for EA, and that's Disney's choice. But then we have to look at the past. LucasArts did contract through BioWare or EA at some point, one shape, way, or another. But their gaming department was fully in charge of the game production. So
Yeah, EA is pretty much a game company cancer because they buy companies and then milk the IPs and then close the companies down.
yes, and I was looking at their biography of that, and it's a shame because they had so many that they bought, and then they then went out of business, and they bought again, and then they went out of business. So yeah, you
Yeah,
have a great point.
yeah.
Okay.
They actually destroy franchises because they buy companies that have good IPs, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
And then they push out half finished, half-assed games
Hmm.
from those IPs just to soak up a lot of money, and then they start selling less and less because they're really bad,
Hmm.
and then the franchise dies, and EA closed the company they just bought, right?
Yeah.
It's happened like 10 or 15 times. It's
Yeah.
insane. And
Yeah.
they're right now they're doing it to BioWare, you
Yeah.
know?
We've talked about that too. I've talked about that with a few people about the lawsuit that's going on between the two. So yeah. So Lord Vader, no. When I say the Pixar deal, what I meant is Disney bought Pixar for $8 billion, and George wanted to sell Lucasfilm for $8 billion to Disney, and that's fair because when you look at the dynamics of how much was made over the years under George, it's worth more than $4 billion. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
So if he could sell Pixar, which is just basically an animation type company, you know, that he created, and George is groundbreaking in filmmaking and stuff, and that's where Pixar comes from as well. So if he could sell it for that much, then he can easily sell the IP with everything that was established underneath it for $8 billion. So yeah, and that's what we're just talking about. And bad story. Yeah, everybody's agreeing with that. BioWare is now woke
Yeah.
company.
Oh yes, the people that made BioWare great,
Hmm.
back in the day, are no longer in the company.
Yeah.
They've been replaced by some very woke people.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean future games will be bad, but yeah, it's not the same anymore at all. I mean,
Mhm.
if you look at the first three Mass Effect games, which were
Mhm.
awesome. I know the third one had a bad ending and kind of soured everyone, but
Yeah.
it was awesome. And then they start doing that spin-off called Mass Effect Andromeda, and
Mhm.
like it flopped. It was so badly made, and it was they pretty much had an Orange Man bad comment in it too. It's just come on.
Just to make everything not our reality so that we can have fun and not stress upon that or have that thrown in our faces when we are playing games or going into something for escapism. And they're
Yeah.
not getting that. They're not getting that. That's why, people love, like, when I draw and stuff, I draw to escape and, just have my creativeness take over so that I can, it's a type of meditation, but it's a type of way of just not worrying about anything and just separating myself from, stress and stuff, I guess you can say. So because of that, I am not drawing politics, or I'm not doing this, or I'm not doing that, because my point is I'm trying to, separate and de-stress and just be myself. And that's how people do, when they play games. They want to go in there and separate themselves from responsibilities. Yeah, maybe they took care of responsibilities and that's their way of chilling and relaxing. Well, you're not going to want to chill and relax if you have politics or even an inkling of that's going on in a world thrown in your face. That's just
Yeah,
not how
I
it
mean,
goes.
yeah, I mean, people read stuff like Star Wars and Lord of the Rings,
Mhm.
fantasy stories that doesn't take place in our world. It's a different place,
Right.
and it's a form of mental vacation, right? From all
Right.
the stuff you hear in the news and social
Mhm.
media and stuff. And when they start forcing that stuff in there as well, of course people get upset. It's basically like if you're sitting down to read and you have someone yelling in your ear.
Mhm.
It's the same thing. People want to break from that stuff.
Yeah, correct. All right. So Lucas Art, the Soul Assassin, went through so many CEOs. The game they were working on before being canceled looked amazing. Oh, 1313. And they're also they were also starting in the beginning development of something like Battle of the Lords as well. And looking at both of those, and I did report on Battle of the Sith Lords. They looked amazing. They looked amazing. Looked like they were going to be hits. And then also 1313 was going to, be a spinoff from the Underworld as
Yeah,
well, or was supposed to be. And so a lot of great development going on there. And that, they could have kept Lucas Arts. They could have finished 1313 at least and had a success with the game from the start. But they chose not to go down that avenue. So, but that's their story and stuff. We're here to talk George Lucas and have fun with everything that came before and the beauty of Star Wars that was created under George Lucas. She whacked him. Oh my. Yeah, so that was when Stig said that. EA was voted the worst company multiple
yeah.
times.
Worst
Yes.
company in the world, I think,
Mm-hmm.
several times. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see here. So EA is pretty much the Disney of game companies, and that's ironic too
Yeah,
because
yeah,
we hired them too to do their games. A
yeah,
perfect match.
yeah. Double the evil.
Double the well, it's not necessarily double the pleasure, double the fun, because no one's enjoying any of it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and then idiots keep complaining about Disney and EA, and then they buy EA Disney games. I mean, come on, integrity, please.
Hypocrisy.
Yeah,
Oh, the hypocrisy. All right. Hey, OG Star Wars, did you see the clip of the song that I was composing for you that I tagged you on Twitter? Not yet. I have to go through and find it. I've been so busy with games, or not games, geez. One day I'll say I've been so busy with games, but I've been so busy with my biology 8 weeks course. It's like 3 to 4 chapters every 2 weeks that I haven't really been through a lot of my Twitter to see who tagged me and stuff lately. So I do apologize. You know how long it took EA to get Star Wars Battlefront 2 right? Damn near 2 years. Now, that game is seriously great. So, so that's what he has to say about that. I can't say yay or nay on that. EA, they tried to these large scale Star Wars games, but I wish they will still will start doing, I can spit it out, or small scale games like Starfighter games. Well, Starfighter games, did they do one with Squadron just recently? Is that
Yeah, yeah, kind of. But space battles in Star Wars will never make sense anymore because of the hyperspace ramming. Because
yeah.
why have a space battle and risk hundreds of pilots when you can
Mm-hmm.
just put droids in cheap ships and have them hyperspace through the enemy ships?
And you know what's funny is that, we know in the lore, in the original lore, and I don't think it's established in this new lore, that they had where they had the slave ships where you could remote control a ship. Remember that?
Yeah.
And then you notice that they really didn't use that type of technology to ram stations and stuff. So and now we have Disney Star Wars that has the Holdo maneuver, and that ruins like the concept of space battles even more. So I mean, so there's a huge difference. George Lucas Eras could have took the slave drive ships and do it that way, but they didn't, because that wasn't the focus. The focus was battles together, faction one fleet versus another, one faction versus another, dueling it out, or fighting it, blasting it out. So yeah, let's see here. 1313,
Wait,
the video.
what? Someone agrees with Lord Vader?
I guess so. So I'm thinking it's from this one. Hey, the EA tried they would start doing small scale Starfighter games, and then
Yeah, I
so
mean, a lot of the old games that people really love aren't that big scale games. I mean,
Mhm.
there's a heck of a lot of people that really love the pod racer game,
Yeah,
and the Jedi Knight games aren't that big
yeah,
scale thing. It's personal stories, pretty much.
yeah. Lord Vader, hopefully LucasArts can return one day. I don't think that they'll ever return. I think what was the glory of LucasArts department is now gone.
Yeah,
Um,
because the people that made those great games aren't the woke bloggers they hired to write for Star Wars these days.
yeah. All right. Yes. Episode 2 and 3 had the Bush band stuff with Palpatine, and that's what killed the prequels for me, Stig. Took me out of the fantasy. The Bush band?
Yeah, the only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Oh, okay.
Was a little stab at Bush because of the Iraq War, I think.
Oh, okay. I didn't really correlate with that, but yeah, okay.
But in episode 3, though, that line meant sense anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't out of place. It's like a yeah.
Yeah, and I grew up during that. I'm gonna share my age now. Oh my God.
Oh, that Wilkins fellow is he dodged a question for me the other day. I asked him
Oh,
which
what?
Jedi Academy book he considered to be the worst one, and he didn't give me a clear answer. Could you
Oh,
finally give us a clear answer, Matt Wilkins? Which one of the Jedi Academy books was the most shit?
look
We're
at this.
we're, we're waiting.
I'm gonna have to have both of you guys on my channel so you can bash this out about the Jedi Academy, like a little debate.
There's no debate.
There is a debate. I will
He
mediate that. That
he
would
was
be.
he was very full of vodka when he read them, and that made him enjoy them. I wasn't, and
Oh my God. Stig, would you care to comment on recent allegations of your involvement and manipulation or presidential manipulating our presidential elections?
um, I was removed from Twitter for a week for saying bimbo to a person with a blue check mark. I think I was considered a threat to that election. Yes.
Oh God, that was hilarious. I was like, poor Stig, I'm so sorry that had to happen to you. And so they're laughing at Matt Wilkins right here. But yes, I would love to have you guys come onto my channel and debate that out.
No, because then I had to read. I have to read the damn books again to tell them what's crap.
If you don't remember firsthand, then are you just trying to block it out of your memory?
You know what? I'm not going to say those books are the worst ever. It's just that I didn't like them that much because
Yeah.
a lot of the stuff in them was very convenient, you know, and but the books had a lot of heart, and I can respect that. But I mean,
Yeah.
Kip Duron with the what was it, Sun Crusher thing?
Mm-hmm.
The guy killed the system, right?
Yeah.
And everyone says, "Oh, it's okay. You just had dark side issues, so you know it's okay." Yet they're still pissed about Palpatine blowing up Alderaan. Then Kip Duron is just, yeah, Han still likes you, and yeah, just meditate on your atrocities a bit, and it'll go away.
Mm-hmm.
He should have been in prison for life.
Yeah. And the thing is too with that is that later on it starts getting addressed, and that's like what, how many decades later, or how many years later in
Yeah,
Fate of the
they're
Jedi, but they still
like,
don't. And
you
and
did something 30 years ago, didn't you? Yeah,
yeah, when Natasi Dala was putting everybody in, trying to put everybody in jail for atrocities and stuff.
yeah, and you know what it was? It was cancel culture in Star Wars, wasn't it? I
Yeah.
mean, look at this tweet Kip Duron did before he used the Sun Crusher, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cancel him.
Yeah. Yeah, and you do have a small point there, but I like Kip Duron's character. I like his arc. So, $10 on Stig. So they're placing bets on you between you and Matt Wilkins if we have a debate. That's what he's Stig. They were so afraid of the Russian intervention. Now they are afraid of Viking intervention in election.
Oh yeah.
Jack of all casuals, I find your lack of faith in me disturbing. So that probably is for this one right here. Okay. Dude, at Soul Assassin, you Stig would win. So they're
Well,
playing. They're
to be fair though, it would just be a debate about subjectivity
yeah.
because he likes it, I don't. It's not nothing to debate really.
Yeah, right. I just thought it's funny. I just like your guys' banter. So coming on and just have you guys just banter about it and stuff would be so entertaining and stuff. That would be fun. Stig 2020.
No. I'd end up being a dictator in 2 weeks. I do not have the patience for anything, so I
He
would
would
be
turn
like,
Darth Sidious.
yeah, I would be like, oh, the rioters started a fire. Okay, fine. That means it's already burning. Bring in the napalm. You know, I I would be terrible at that.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Yeah.
I'm very harsh and I'm very strict.
10 more confirmed subscribers tell Stig
No,
is
no.
500. Woo!
This has to be fake news. This has to be the Russians interfering with my channel.
Even Kip deserved a second chance. Team Kip. Team Kip. Okay. Stig isn't brave enough for politics. I think he is more than capable for politics. He just
No,
he's
it
just
says I have 490 on my
oh.
channel. Yeah.
Update,
So yeah.
9 subs to 500. Ooh, they're keeping track of your channel. Someone else subscribed.
What?
Yes,
No,
I'm not.
it says 491 on my channel, and it says 490 on the YouTube studio. So no, I don't have to make more videos.
No, it's just like you're almost there. And then Jack of all casuals, sub to Stig. We need another top 5.
I
Woo!
just made one of those damn things.
Well, Matt Wilkins Stieg has a swagger of pun like Bond and has a really big lightsaber. Well, I don't know how you
Oh,
would know he has a really big lightsaber, Willie Woodward.
I wouldn't say it's really big, but it extends now and again.
Oh, Lord, here we go. It's a laser sword.
Yep.
Okay, all right. So then
It's not green though.
It's not green though. It's not green. All right, you guys. So let's go ahead and call it into the chat here to copy chat. And we are continuing on with volume 1 of the Clone Wars and the arc that we're leading into the Clone Wars. So for next coffee chat, so stay tuned for that. Again, if you haven't had a chance, you can purchase the collection, volume 1. I believe there might be some still out there. The volume 1 sell out quick, and then they don't sell them anymore. So I haven't taken a look at that.
The reason the volume 1s are difficult to find is because some of them were released 5 years ago.
Yeah, true. At the beginning of this, yeah. And so, join us. That's what I'm trying to say. Laura, slow down. And we'll conclude, finish up these series here in coffee chat and keep this theme going of the comics reviews and chatting up about them and what's going on, the continuity and how great it is and how well it's linked through everything. Like you can read even the novels, the comics, you can read it and say, oh, wow, this is, we have a hint, or this is like a foreshadowing of the future here, or they bring in the past in here, really linking up the continuity well. And then tonight we will review at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Death Troopers as well. So come and join us. And so in between then, I'll probably be just ignoring my Twitter and doing homework to stay on track of biology. So if anybody wants to help me biology, you guys are more than welcome to. I'm learning that I'm not talented in biology whatsoever. I'm maintaining between an A and a B, so that's good at least. But yeah,
it's better than I would have gotten.
Yeah, probably. I don't know, but the way it is, it's you really have to have a knack for chemistry, even for biology and stuff.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
Okay. Yes. There you go. That's all we need to know, right?
Yep.
And there goes my monetization of this video here. All right.
No. I was quoting Kindergarten Cop.
There you go. Yeah.
Wasn't making a statement at all.
All right. Later, OG Star Wars. Good luck with school and fine AF Star Wars Scholar. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And Big Saber Steeg. Okay. All right. What kind of biology? Biology 10. So the beginning of biology. So learning about cells, structures, how they work, how they produce energy, all of that. All right. I'll go through here. Another great stream. Thank you so much. And what Stig said. Yeah. And thank you, Professor.
Wait, give me 1 second. Matt Wilkins is going to really like this.
Okay.
I do have a professor picture, kind of.
Oh,
here you go. See, there's a monocle even. How's that not a professor?
There you go. Very nice. Very, very nice. Awesome. I really like that picture, really. So I really, really do. All right. Star Wars biology between Ayla and Kit Fisto. Laugh out loud. That was great. That is great. They were exchanging biology through the mouth, oxygen, maintaining that, make sure the cells survive and that her cells don't die of non-respiration and stuff like that. But yeah, that's as much as I'm learning right now. It's interesting, but Still stumbling.
Basically, it was a bit ham-fisted.
Oh Lord.
Yeah,
Hand-fisted.
he really had to knuckle down.
It was a mouth. Well, I know what you're getting with this hand-fisted bull crap. Yes, I know, but okay, we'll end with that. Terminus Stig, that falling in love pun was mine, not that guy's.
I do apologize.
Okay.
You may have it back, and you get 7 out of 10 for that one. Terminus asked.
Matt Wilkins, Dr. Stig is in the office. Akbar helped Winter with biology. Yes.
He did. Was something fishy about that, but he did.
Yes.
He was the summer to her winter.
Oh my.
He defrosted her.
And things just and spring started sprouting.
He brought his icicle and melted her.
Luckily, she became Selchu's wife later. Luckily. I'm here. Okay. All right, you guys. So it's time to call this. I have to be going.
She made him tip the fish scale.
Here we go. All right, Stig. I know that you don't want to advertise your channel, so follow Stig on Twitter, right?
Yeah. No need for the channel now. It's dangerously close to me having to do work, so ignore it. Focus on the election, people.
I will be kind to you regarding your channel this time, Stig. Just to kind of, space your top 5, in a timely manner for yourself. So follow him on Twitter. Yes, go watch his videos and stuff still though. But just let him have a pause, guys, and what have you. He does this for the fun of it. He's not doing this for attention for his channel or anything,
Oh, so, I just like talking to people and about Star Wars and stuff like that, and it seems to happen on YouTube a lot. That's just a coincidence, really.
Yeah.
And I'm not looking for fame or fortune or anything like that. I just get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn. Yes. All right. And again, I am OG Star Wars, your Legends girl, trying to make it in this discounted world. And again, my channel is mainly focusing on George Lucas era of Star Wars. And that's what our main talk is about. And that's what Copy Chat is about. I may do some current news on Star Wars. But my main focus, again, like I always say, is George Lucas era of Star Wars and talking and nerding out about the continuity, the lore, characters, what have you, discovering little things that maybe one of us may not have picked up on in the past and stuff. And so that's what makes it fun. And that's why I know you guys return, is for all of that. So thank you guys again for joining in on this morning's coffee chat. See you next Thursday, and see you tonight at 5 p.m. on my channel to talk about Death Troopers. And Matt Wilkins, if you're still out there and listening, if you want to join in on the conversation, I will email you a link. It's at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, my time. So I'll let you know. So see you guys later, and may the Force be with you.
Take care and be well.